All right, guys, and welcome to the last set of the night, set number 3 for those of you keeping track, with the Brew City Brawlers versus Team Triple Strike. Awesome games in the last set there, Nickel. Great job casting.
Thank you, man. I mean, definitely beautiful games. I mean, you were watching them as well. I mean, it's going to be an interesting set. This game as well, have hopefully a little bit more interesting than the first game and last game. I mean, that turtle was definitely a good call, but man, definitely a slow game to start with. But I mean, they were a master of their craft. They knew what they were doing. It was able to pay off.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
yeah, for sure. Anything anything you're expecting in this matchup?
Well,
Even
I'm
though
interested to see if Brew City can come back. I believe they didn't manage to win any games last week. So I'll be really excited to see if they manage to claw their way back the same way Take the Lantern did in our first set today. Get themselves on the board with at
Mhm.
least a tie or a win. It'd be really great to see them go 2-0, get some of that momentum back. But of course, Triple Strike, only winning one game last week, it'd be cool to see them do well as well. So both teams have, I think, something to show here, and it'd be nice to see them do it.
For sure. And like you said, Team Triple Strike definitely a strong team. We saw how they were last week. They were able to adapt to what they tongue twisters all day. They were able to adapt to what their opponents were doing. They were able to capitalize on it, and we're going to see hopefully some more interesting plays from them. And totally agreed. I'm hoping that the Brew City Ballers can dig themselves out of what they were doing. And it looks like that we're in the champ select.
I
Okay.
shall indeed.
Right off the bat, a Nivea ban. Target ban right there.
Yeah, definitely. Anivia being one of the more popular bands coming out here, as the chat was noting in the last game.
Totally agreed. And the Ezreal ban. Not sure if that's a target ban, but with how strong he is, I'm sure that he is.
Yeah, I mean, especially just to deny that flexibility. You definitely want to know what kind of lane presence a particular champion is having, and with Ezreal having so many different options, it's nice to just take that piece off the table if it's any sort of potential pick.
For sure. And the Sejuani ban next. We've been seeing her a lot in these past few games, past few weeks.
Yeah.
Interesting to see her go.
Her CC is, not to be trifled with, and Misfortune, of course, just got that incredibly deadly team clear potential with her ultimate. So really logical, smart picks, especially out of what we've seen before in the LCUS the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, Misfortune is a force to be reckoned with. I'm sorry, I thought that was a pick. I thought we were going to see a Shen. No, that's a Shen ban. Apologies, folks.
Should definitely apologize. Seeing a Shen would be awesome, but it's in banned instead.
Yeah, man. I haven't seen a Shen in forever, man. Seems like that he's pretty good.
I must
ban,
not
and I'm
follow.
sure that was a target as well. Ban. Ooh, we might see an Ornn.
Ooh, and we're gonna see an Ornn. Awesome, I'm really excited for this.
Man, especially with all the bans that we've been seeing in the past few weeks, it's amazing that he got through the cracks. This
might have been a bit of a surprise for Triple Strike. To let that slip through, though. Maybe they had other priorities in mind. I mean, Leona has shown her impact in the last couple of games, especially today.
Yeah, totally agree. We got a Lucian pick, strong ADC.
Might see that Warwick pick after being teased to us in the first game of the day.
There we go. Gotta love werewolves, man.
Yeah, especially with his redesign, I think they add a lot more flavor to the character.
For sure. He's not a big fluffy puppy anymore. He's a cold-hearted killer.
Yeah, little more Bloodborne, little less Little Red Riding Hood.
Yeah, there we go. Well, the Red Riding Hood skin is definitely a good skin, in my opinion.
Alright, we got a Braum pick coming out here, so we got two, rather big tanky characters, and a Tristana to hide behind them.
There we go. Tristana, very popular pick, definitely a good ADC, and the jumps Badgers. The jumps we've been seeing today, it's going to be amazing to see a little bit more. The Scion pick for top lane.
Yeah, excellent.
Strong pick so far.
To be fair, we shouldn't necessarily assume the Scion is top lane. I know some weirdos that go bot lane Scion.
Fear controls
This
them.
is true. Yeah, I mean,
But yeah, it's probably a
can't
good guess that it's going to be Scion.
you can't really say anything, especially with the game I was in last. I mean,
Right, exactly. You know,
boy.
who knows what's going to be top lane, right?
Yep.
We'll have a Braum Scion mid. It'll be great.
Oh man, that would be a sight to behold. Only at the LCUS, folks.
Right. There are definitely a couple of target bans here with the Anivia and the Xerath trying to knock the mid lane out there for triple strike.
Definitely seeing how those champs were for that team in previous weeks. I mean, definitely trying to take that out. This is definitely going to benefit.
And Fizz too.
Oh, man.
A lot of mid lane targeting going on here. We'll have to see how it works out for them.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough pick for them. I'm sure that they have something up their sleeves, but we'll see what they got.
I mean, honestly, it's not that surprising that they did ban out 2 mid laners, considering the only picks left are support and top, though, or support and mid. Though they are proving me wrong earlier about saying that Sona is the most banned champion by leaving Sona free for them to pick up if they wanted. But it looks like it's going to be Tom Kench as the support instead.
I mean, hey, we might be seeing Tom Kench top and side bot like you were saying.
Right, you know, I mean, we just can't predict anything here.
Yep. Syandra.
Syndra once again with her
Syndra.
delete button. So we'll see who ends up going mid against her. A couple of reasonable characters, I would think, could work out. Maybe we'll get a Zoe to bust out here. That'd be fun.
We heard it here, folks. Man, hell's bells! I cannot just say what's in my brain right now. It's exciting. I'm too excited, guys.
Well, I mean, after
Good night.
all that bouncing around last game, I'm not surprised you need a minute. You know, if you gotta take a minute, go for a walk or something, I can handle it. So you can
I
get
just
back.
need a deep breath, man. Maybe a cigarette. I don't know, man. I don't even smoke. Just something.
All right, and the Lux pick coming out for what I'm assuming is the mid lane.
I mean, sure,
But it'll
maybe.
maybe, or you know, maybe not. Anyway, while we're desperately hoping we understand what these lane matchups are, um, we've got a pretty interesting lineup here for both teams. Not quite as crowd control heavy as the games that we had earlier, but still it's definitely some big standouts. Braum with his ult, of course. Ornn with his Scion, of course, has a lot of good knock up and slow options. Warwick with his suppression. What are your thoughts about how these teams look?
I feel like the team Triple Strike has a little bit more for them so far. I mean, we got the Tom Kench and the to lock people down. It's going to be based on how the players are able to use their and even Lux actually with the first slow. I mean, I feel like they have a little bit going for them, but then again, we do also have that on the opposing team. As I'm saying this, I'm thinking about it more. It's a hard pick, man. Both strong teams, both strong picks. This could be anybody's game.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be interesting to see who gets the advantage early on. I think that in terms of comeback potential, I think that Bruce City might have a little bit more of an advantage. Just because Tristana is really able to swing stuff around if you let her go off at really any stage of the game. Whereas Lucian, at least from what I've seen a lot of the time, you got to make sure that he's strong throughout. Lux lasers you got to look out for. They can change things pretty quickly, especially with her snares as well. Can swing things around. But like I said earlier, there isn't a huge ton of really hard CC. You know, you've got Warwick's lockdown, which of course is a big threat. Scion's ult, and Tom Kench naturally being able to save and do other tricksy, disgusting things. But in terms of just hard stuns, we're not seeing that as we saw earlier, and that could play into one or the other, especially when you're trying to lock down that Tristana.
We might be seeing, if in that line of thinking, we might see some interesting team fights go on, because it really could be anybody going for really who's going to be putting on more damage, and if they're able to single out target, then we might be seeing some interesting plays here.
Yeah, I
But
think a lot of it is definitely going to come down to team coordination and positioning, particularly with the Warwick, because if you're off on your own, Warwick's going to find you and you're going to have a rough life. But
yes,
if they do manage, if Brew City manages to stick together, if Triple Strike manages to coordinate effectively, there could be some really interesting engagements here. I'm not necessarily expecting a big like swing series of fights with a lot of sudden aces going back and forth, just the way the team comp seems to work. But I think that there is potential for a little bit more of a drawn out, methodical game at
for
least
sure.
until the Tristana manages to start blowing, and Syndra both start managing to blow people up.
Hmm. For sure. We might be seeing a little bit of last game, the last series where we got a little bit of turtling up at the beginning. But
Hmm.
if you see an opportunity, you got to take it, man. I mean, if you see somebody low, if you see that there's an opportunity to take out a support that's just hanging out there, I mean, you got to take it.
Hmm. I'm really hoping to see some cool Tom Kench ults this game. I think there's a lot of potential to like get a Scion in the back line or something like that and
Hmm.
just wreak some havoc. But
Yep.
we will
Potential is
see.
there. Got to see if the players can capitalize on it. Where's coming in finally into the loading screen?
Yeah, definitely.
Now we got to see who wins the skin wars.
Stream's acting up a little bit. I do apologize for that.
Man, you're good.
Just trying to get the loading screen in there. There we go.
Right. What do we got?
I mean, we got Mecha
Got
Scion right away and Project Lucian, so for my money, Triple Strike wins the skin war.
Yeah, man, and Tundra Hunter Warwick. I mean, that's beautiful. Beautimus.
Especially
One, two,
with
three.
Kha'Zix and Ornn not bringing much of a skin game. A little unfortunate.
Yep. I mean, we got Dragon Trainer Tristana and Dragon Slayer Braum. I like the cohesiveness there. Beautiful thing. I mean, you don't get that with the Team Triple Strike on the bot lane. Snow
Yeah,
Day Syndra. We might be seeing a snowball effect right now. No.
yeah. Snow Day is definitely an interesting skin to see. It's just that Dragon Tamer is such a common skin there for the Tristana that I don't generally give them much in the way of points for that either. I'm very picky about my skins sometimes.
Hey, man, you gotta be. Skins get wins.
All right, yeah. Sorry about the stream issues, folks, but here we are into the game, and
Right, 5 seconds in, gets everybody's getting their items, getting ready to go.
getting the remotes. All important things, of course.
All important, man. This wouldn't be League of Legends if that stuff wasn't it.
All right, so we just have some general rotating down. Whole team of Brew City is moving though, so we'll see if they're going to try something sneaky. Looks like they are going to
Looks
try
like
at
they
least a
are.
little bit of a creep up here. Tom's going to see this. Are they going to abandon blue? It looks like they may have to. But with blue abandoned, it's also worth noting that Lux and Scion are over by the other blue.
Yeah. I mean, definitely able to do that. I mean, they saw that the whole team was there, and now we got vision over the opposite jungle for them as well, and they get to stay there.
Yeah. It is interesting that Brew decided to fall back from that strong position. I guess they'd prefer to have a little bit more lane presence than give that up and steal a blue. But we'll have to see. Lots of pinging going on, so clearly some information being spread. At least I would hope, unless they're just pinging the map to annoy us.
I mean, they probably could be at this point. I don't know. The vision war is strong in this game. I mean, we got Team Triple Strike able to get a little bit more vision than Team Brew City Brawlers. I mean, right now they got a little bit of an advantage on that. Now we just got a little bit more of the same. Opening farm and all that.
Yep. All the same kind of things you'd expect from the opening of the game. A few trades here and there, a few pokes, just keeping everybody honest. Ornn seemed to be being a little bit more defensive than Scion is, though, so that'll be interesting to see. And some trades going on mid. Syndra's in a pretty dangerous place already.
For sure. She's able to retaliate a little bit. Lux is having a little bit of trouble, but able to. Never mind. Able to push.
Oh, good snare there by the Lux, but gets pushed back by the Syndra. Good plays by both. Yeah, so
Oh, and the chat admits it. Prowler and Fat Lee saying that they were paying to annoy the casters. How dare they?
how dare they?
It's cool, guys. Oh, hey guys, don't fight. Don't fight in the chat.
Alright, we got a little bit of a fight going on here up top, though. Flash burned by the Scion right away to try to get out of this, taking a lot of damage from this Kha'Zix early. Kha'Zix seems like he wanted to commit to it and takes 2 very costly tower shots. May affect his ability to stay in jungle for as long as he wants.
Yeah. You gotta commit to something. I mean, if you're going aggressive, you gotta commit. But Lucian fighting a little bit more off the. Oh, Warwick coming in.
Yeah, Warwick coming in. Nice job getting out of there by the Tristana. Kind of what we were talking about with just her strengths of being able to jump out of situations like that. Lux is also in a lot of trouble, but manages to get back as well. So a lot of really good early aggression coming in. Kha'Zix may be able to jump in on this Lux. We're going to have to keep an eye on this.
Man. Interesting game so far. I mean, we got a lot of action going on already.
Kha'Zix is trying to decide, because, I mean, nope, Kha'Zix is just filling in for his mid laner.
If he could have played his card rights, I mean, he probably could have gotten that.
Yeah, it would have been interesting. I mean, Lux was healing pretty effectively, but Kha'Zix just does so much damage early on.
Definitely a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to see how it works out with some other ganks. He's definitely been making his presence felt. Warwick as well. So I mean, both junglers getting really involved here, and has been leading to some rather tense moments, particularly in the top and bot lanes.
For sure. Yeah, just a little bit more of the same now.
A little bit of friendly sparring. Ornn and Scion smacking each other with wet noodles.
A little bit more than wet noodles. They're starting to kill each other, but...
Well, you know, you hit somebody with a wet noodle for long enough and it'll eventually start bruising.
Oh, man.
But yeah, we'll have to see how that shakes up. It's definitely being more of an aggressive lane. The Ornn is taking advantage for sure of his ability to not need to go back to purchase. Just staying in there with that great lane presence and just slightly falling back when he needs to buy items. Looks like he just picked up a Doran shield, I could be mistaken.
No, you're right on that. Alright.
We got the, looked like bot lane was thinking about going back, but decided against it. Just trying to get a little bit more of that farm. If we look at their gold, they're both pretty close to BF sword, if that's the items they're trying to get first.
Kha'Zix looks like he's trying to set up for a little bit of sneakiness for the bot lane. I mean, if they keep pushing like this, that's not going to really become a thing.
Kha'Zix does jump forward, but Lucio uses his dash to get back and get a little poke there on the Kha'Zix. So, not much from that gank.
Kenos, Lucio, we're not playing Overwatch, man.
I said Lucio? Crap.
Yeah.
Lucian.
It's all good, man. I might have misheard you.
2 letters. What do you want from me? Alright, so little more of a back and forth poke going on here. Ace trying to take advantage of Lux's quick level 6 to possibly take out the Syndra, but Syndra manages to avoid the laser.
And a whiff on Ace's part. Sad day.
Oh, but he is continuing to land those really good traps. Syndra's really got to start looking out for those, because once Ace starts getting a few more items on there and learns how to land his ults, he'll be in some bad shape.
I mean, if you're playing as a Lux, you have to...
Speaking of bad shape, I think Ornn's going to end up going down here.
First blood.
Yeah,
Man.
flash blown too. There was some weird positioning going on there with the Ornn. He tried to get behind the Scion when he was at very low health. Probably trying to finagle something with his ultimate, but just wasn't able to get the timing down right and ends up falling to the Scion.
Mr. Pig might be in trouble. Got a Kha'Zix coming in to help out.
A lot of damage. Lots of flashes going on. Big bite down there in the Lucian, trying to get him out. Should be able to escape. Warwick trying to come in the backside to help out. No, Warwick seems that they're okay and just decides to go back to jungling.
I mean, they were able to disengage. Probably not as best as they wanted to, but they were able to disengage. They're able to stay in lane. I think they're in a pretty comfortable position so far. With a little bit of help and care, they can probably stay.
Yeah, I mean, Lucian's dash has really been helping him a lot manage to avoid a lot of the potential damage that's going on here. Warwick is also very hungry for Braum here. Has been spied out by the ward, though.
Mm-hmm. That comes down to vision, man. Guanzi might be... Not sure what he's doing. Oh, just putting the ward down.
Yeah, gotta make sure to get some of that river vision. We're getting to the point where a kill or two will lead to a dragon. So keeping an eye on that to see who's doing what when is always a good idea. Kaz is getting pretty low fighting that red buff. Might be in a little bit of trouble here. We'll see. 1 hit point? Alright. Almost gonna have our, I think, 3rd execution of the day. I don't recall if there were some in game in the second set.
Not, I can't... I'm in the game right now. I'm in the game right now, Red. Oh my god, I cannot speak today. Man. It's just hard to keep track of everything, man. A lot of stuff's going on right now.
It is, definitely. I've been taking notes of people who get executed so I can make fun of them in the weeks to come.
We did not have any executions in the second game. Just the first the second set of games. Apologies.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Looks like the chat is also noting some people who may or may not have died to minions in the first, or to jungle monsters in the first game.
Oh.
It may or may not have happened. We don't actually know. We'll have to do some replays.
For sure.
Sion getting really aggressive here, pushing up with Ace. Probably thinking they could try to secure that blue buff, but the blue buff is already down.
For sure. Man. And that's the type of aggression you want. You want to show that you have the aggression. You want to put some fear in the opposing team.
Yeah,
Fortunately, wasn't able to capitalize on it.
Speaking of aggression and fear, taking a look at the gold lead. Sion's first blood is really serving him well, getting that 1,000-point gold lead.
Mm-hmm. More items, more fed.
More items, more gold, more good times. Triss pushed pretty far under tower here, but managing to battle her way back out. Braum is here to help her out. Ornn and Sion having another little bit of a fight up there. Ornn's getting really aggressive. We'll see if it works out for him this time. Sion looks ready, willing, and able to go the other way, though. Ornn does a nice disable to bunch out Sion's cube. Knocks his ult back into him. Huge damage on the Sion, but doesn't manage to close it out. Meanwhile, distracting us to the fact that we managed to lose Tristana there bot lane. That's a big play, and Braum's going to go down too. Double kill for the Lucian. Lux is coming down, might be able to make it a triple. We'll see. No, it looks like they're willing to let the Kazakhs get out and just take the 2-0.
So vision there. They're guessing they probably saw that the Kazakhs was well under tower, so they were just ready to just take the ward, and they're going to just do as much damage as possible to the tower.
For sure. So really good starting off point here from Team Triple Strike. They probably won't get this turret. No, the minion wave is going to be close. Yeah, the minion wave's back here. Okay. So they may be able to get the turret, though Tristana and Braum are coming in hot to try to prevent it.
Sure. I don't think they're going to get it. Kazakhs coming in as well.
Yeah, Lux was a little forward there, but it looks like they're going to be able to get back off.
Going to get that tower perfectly. Nicely done by Team Triple Strike, able to make sure to confirm that. Kazakhs having a little bit of a dance in the dragon.
Yeah, Lux has been doing a lot of movement around in the river. It'll be interesting to see if she ends up getting caught out or if those rotations will end up working out for her.
For sure.
Oop. Here comes a choo-choo train. Misses, but still manages to deal some damage. Taking a lot of damage from the Kazakhs, though. There's that trap we mentioned earlier from the Lux. Manages to get it down and secure the kill. Very good job there by Ace.
Nicely done.
Picking up Triple
Right.
Strike's 4th kill of the game.
And Bruce City Brawlers. Got a feel for them, man. Just can't confirm a kill yet.
Yeah, we'll have to see if they're able to make something happen as the game goes on. Still rather early into it, only about a 3k gold lead, looks like. And no objectives other than that one bot tower taken so far.
Mm-hmm. Just have a little bit more of the same going on. Everybody just coming back to lane. A little bit of a howdy do.
Yeah, a big shout out to the bot lane of Brew City, able to stay up in CS despite getting both of the players killed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, kills are a big deal, and Lucian is very much in the lead, but it's nice to at least keep up in one aspect, if not a lot of them. Yeah, about an 1100 gold advantage there on the Lucian over the Tristana.
Mm-hmm. For sure. That's something you would want to see. I mean, you got to keep up, like you said, you got to keep up somehow. If you can't keep up with kills, you got to keep up with CS, and they're doing a good job of it. They're having a little bit of trouble with the bottom tower being gone, but if they just reset a little bit and find out where the issues are, I feel like that they can probably confirm some more kills. Or confirm their first kill.
Looks like Triple Strike heard me commenting about objectives, and they're angling to take this dragon, get it rolling, get the next one up. We'll see if there's any way that Brew City can successfully contest this.
Vision placement, it looks like that Bruce City Brawlers has the little bit of a benefit, although we do have the Scuttle giving it to the Team Triple Strike. So they should be able to see when they're going to do it, but we'll have to see if they're able to capitalize or able to defend it.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of posturing and now going back to lanes. Bot lane deciding they needed to get back and to keep their towers secure. It is worth noting that at least for the next couple of minutes, Ornn does have his teleport and Scion does not. So that could come into play for any sort of team fights or objective taking that happens in the next few moments.
For sure. Gives it a little bit more utility. Oop, Ace might be in trouble in mid lane. Truffle's just doing insane damage to him. Able to get away though.
Yeah, definitely can't underestimate that damage coming out of Brew City's mid lane, and I think that's gonna, like we were saying during the champion selection, that's gonna come really into play with the Tristana as well. Scion doing a big alt-in, might be able to get the Kazakhs here. Nope, and doesn't get the blue buff either, unfortunately. Warwick's here to help out, but it looks as though Syndra's not willing to pursue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, looks like we were getting a little cheeky steal from the blue buff. We're just trying to confirm kill from Ace.
Yeah, more damage being done to the Ornn. Ornn sending his Ram God in, which does a little bit of damage there to the Warwick and the Scion, just keeping them honest. Ace wisely going home. And bot lane for Triple Strike is also going home to purchase, as they both have quite a lot of gold.
That's going to be dangerous coming back in lane. They're going to have more hopefully a lot more damage output. That's going to keep them a little bit more honest.
Yeah, it's going to be quite the swing either way. Tristana is sitting on 1,100 gold right now, so that gold is essentially worthless and just sitting in her bank. Whereas Lucien, I said Lucio again. You've got me cursing out. Is just spent a significant amount of gold. So he's going to have a big swing on items that he doesn't have already.
For sure.
Yep, Chad's keeping me honest too. Now I'm talking about Lucio and Lucarios. I haven't gone Pokemon yet. Once I start calling Tom Squirtle, then you guys can give me some trouble. But
hey man, Gen 3, like Zeg was saying last game, Gen 3 came out. Pokemon's on all of our minds.
yeah, definitely with that Lux working on that mid area of the river again, still trying to keep it secure. That dragon is still on Triple Strike's mind, for good reason. It's been sitting there relatively untouched despite their 4k gold lead.
Man, it's interesting how long that dragon has been out. I mean, it's been on their minds and definitely have. Oh, it looks like that they're going to engage on it now.
Yeah, looks like they are willing to. They have 4 people down here to do it, and very little on the way of Brew City to contest this. So we will have to see if there's anything they can do, but it looks like it's going to go away scot-free unless the... Ooh, very close, actually.
Man. Heart
Yeah.
pumping. I mean, with all the steals that I saw in last game, Baron, I mean, I was ready to see another steal.
Yeah, I mean, that Syndra could have done it too if she'd gotten that ability off maybe 1 second earlier. But we'll have to see. Ornn is strangely wandering around in the jungle. Wonder what he's planning to do down here. Leaving Sion all alone up top, who I'm sure is going to try to take advantage of this and increase his sizable CS lead.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like
At this point, it's interesting to kind of put your thought process in the point of Brew City Brawlers. Like, what do you do at this point? I mean, you're at a 4-0. You're kind of in a slump. I mean,
yeah, it does seem kind of stagnant right now. Seems very, very low key. And now that the Syndra's been taken out, almost. There we go. I think a big part of it, and something this Ornn is actually kind of trying to do, is you got to try to get the pickoffs when you can. Looks like they're going to try to take advantage of that and get that Tom Kench, so that's good. That Lux is very low though. Lucian is also is kind of low too. But
I'm sorry, man.
no,
I'm sorry.
you got it in my head now, and it's just ruined forever, and it's fine. Sion coming in trying to save this tower, gets a really good ult off. A couple of good ults from the Sion today. Still managing to deal a lot of damage. Good Howl as well. Laser Beam comes in and picks off that Ornn just barely. Tristana is trying to get out of there, and Kha'Zix should be able to get out of there as well. So,
Man.
excellent pickups there by Team Triple Strike. Just managing to, you know, secure what they could, especially when it was really dangerous there for 1 second with that Ornn. Almost getting that Lux down. But Lux manages to get out, and all they end up losing is their Tom Kench.
Mm-hmm. It was a beautiful play. I mean, honestly, I thought that Lux had gone back to heal, but the Ace definitely was confident in his team to make sure to get some damage out. And that laser, everybody knows how dangerous that is. Yeah,
definitely. The Lux staying in position is something that can definitely happen with that character, especially just because she has that long range on her ultimate. So you think she's gone, and then suddenly from 2 screens away you get picked off, and it's obviously rather frustrating, but also something you got to kind of look out for.
For sure.
But going back to what Brawlers should probably do here, I'm thinking that they need to look for some pickoffs. Look, expand your vision a little bit. I mean, if you look at they have some good ward coverage in their own side of their territory, but very little over there on Triple Strikes. So maybe get a ward or 2 over there in a Triple Strikes jungle. See if you can find the Lux wandering around, because the Lux has been wandering around quite a lot, which is part of the reason why Brawlers doesn't have as much good ward coverage as they would possibly like. But if they could pick this Lux off once or twice, I think it would do a lot for them.
Just as long as they get any picks, I mean, the Lux would probably be a benefit to them to make sure that those laser beams won't be a problem. And like you said, the ward placement is definitely... Brew City Brawlers needs to kind of take a step back and realize that they need more vision. Especially with all of that's going on to get rid of those I mean...
Yeah, I mean, this Lux is really far forward here, and the Syndra sees it. Misses quite a lot of her damage output there. Laser coming in, but the Kha'Zix does manage to loop around behind her, which is excellent. Another little fight going down here. Warwick getting his ult off on the support. Good ult attempt there by Braum, but not enough damage there. And the Tristana should probably manage to get away, and as long as the Syndra doesn't get too out of position here, they should be able to get away with just the 1 kill.
Man, nice able to get away from that. Bit of a reset.
Looks like they're waiting for a little bit more. This Warwick could be a lot of trouble if they decide to go in, and they do. Lucian does deal a lot of damage to the Tristana. Oh, and the ADCs kill each other. Warwick more than happy to run in on this, but then the Ornn does a teleport and cancels it.
Oh man, it looks like that's exactly what Team Brew City Brawlers is starting to kind of try to do, is to get those picks off. Unfortunately, the Tristana is going to hurt them a little bit not being there anymore.
Yeah, but they're coming around behind on 2 tanky characters without a huge amount of damage right now. Tom is in a lot of trouble, and he's going to get picked off pretty easily there, though unfortunately the kill does go to the Braum.
Supports need kills too sometimes, man.
Hey, I'm all for supports getting kills too, but in the spirit of hoping that Brew City gets back into this, I think that Syndra would have preferred that kill.
Yeah, for sure. Can't control it sometimes, man. You need those kills.
Lux doing a quick move up there on the Ornn, very wisely taking out the minion wave with her ult rather than hitting the champion so that the turret could get some damage in. Dealing a lot of little poke damage there to the Ornn as well. He does have some magic resistance, so she's not dealing quite as much damage. Syndra's in a lot of trouble though. Lucian and Sion both managed to hit her with some good damage and CC and take her out.
And the cheeky emote promoted. Man.
Well, you know, you got that skin, you hit somebody with a choo-choo train, you gotta celebrate it.
For sure. We might be seeing a Baron here.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like that Brew City Brawlers is able to get... they're starting to get...
Yeah,
wise.
we'll have to see. It's going to be really close. Kha'Zix is going to have to make a play like right now. The Ornn's trying, but the Lucian manages to get it, but now we will see if they can get anything done with it. Braum is most likely dead as well, so a Baron and 2 kills. That's just savage.
Man, that's some good cleanup for the team Triple Strike right there. Starting to see that this team is not going to want to be messed with. Baron, they're just going to go stomp down the mid lane. To definitely... Oh, Warwick might be in a little bit of trouble. Tom Kemp's able to get him out of there. Luxall trying to get the kill, but Lucian is able to confirm it.
Oh, that was an
kill.
amazing flash there by the Lucian. Managed to just
Sure.
do that extra little bit of flourish and take out another character. And
Team Brew City Brawlers is in trouble with this one.
yeah, I mean, if you look at this Lucian, he's 9-1. That is absolutely
Yeah.
insane for any ADC. And
Nice
just,
dodge from him.
yeah, getting some really good dodges out. We've been seeing that from the very beginning of the game. That's why he was able to avoid so many of the ganks and all that other stuff.
Mm-hmm. And
Doing a
now
good,
they kind of realize that that's as much as they can do, so they're wisely going to go away. Let's
and hop
go.
over to the Infernal Drake. Get that secure, get that extra little bit of damage that they need, and an 11k gold lead.
It's kind of strange that they're not trying to get that Scion off of their top tower. He's just going to take a free tower from them.
I think it might just be a little bit of shell shock at this point. I mean, there is a pretty significant disadvantage here. The Scion could pretty easily turn on the Syndra and realizes that, so the Syndra backs off.
Yeah.
But I mean, this game just hasn't been going well for the Brawlers at all. Especially after that huge Baron getting an inhibitor, multiple kills off of it as well. It was just a big swing. And so now what they need to look for is once again getting some picks. The Scion has really been off on his lonesome for most of the game. So it'd be interesting to see if, with him split pushing, they could come in and try to secure a kill on him. Bot lane is obviously a big focus as well.
For sure. I mean, that's what you do as a top lane. You go on your lonesome. I mean, Scion is a tank, definitely able to hold his own. Just make sure he's no pushover with his damage output. I mean, like you said, if he starts split pushing, which I'm sure that he might start doing, I mean, he's probably... if the Brew City Brawlers are able to see that, he might be in trouble, but it might be just a time waste in that point. I mean, and that might be something that Team Triple Strike is actually planning for them to go after that Scion.
Yeah, definitely, especially with 4 characters down here in the bot lane. Looks like they're trying to decide if they want to ambush here. Tom Kench is at least in the position to give it a shot. We'll see if anyone falls for it, but there is a ward right there, so
Yeah.
probably not.
Nope. That vision is going to be, well, not the death of him, but the death of that plan.
Kha'Zix
Cheeky ult.
gets poked by a cheeky laser there, preventing him from going back. There is a ward in that bush.
Did you see it get a little bit of damage off of it, but the radar goes down. I'm able to confirm that in Scion. Oh, Ornn finally wising up.
Yeah, Wising up
Trouble's
trying to take
coming
out
in.
those minions. We'll see if it
Handy.
works out for him. It looks like Sanj is able to walk out of there, especially because his ultimate is up. And they lose
Yep.
bot tower in exchange for it.
Man, a beautiful split push going on right now. I mean, if Scion able to be by himself, and then the other teammates able to just take down bot lane.
Yeah, this is absolutely a textbook split push.
Mm-hmm.
right here, and they really don't have any way to deal with the Scion because he's just so tanky.
Mm-hmm. That Orin is trying his darndest, but he cannot do anything.
So they do what most people tend to do in this situation and go after the 4, see if they can pick somebody off here. They do have a possible candidate there with the Tom, especially with that really good ult bounce there by the Ornn. Manages to pick one up and then falling back to try to deal with this Scion. The Scion should be able to get the turret, but we'll see how much more he commits to. Looks like he's just going to walk out.
Yeah. Dang. Now we just kind of see Team Triple Strike retreating a little bit to kind of lick their wounds. Probably come back with full force.
Yeah, getting some comments from the chat here. Observation that Kha'Zix is somewhat of a questionable pick against several tanks on a team. And also just general comments about the coordination of the Brew City Brawlers in that last fight.
Yeah, it's kind of a shame to see. I mean, especially at this point, like, what do you do? You know? Kind of hard to gauge, like, yeah, I mean, we can say, like, they can try to get picks. They definitely need a little bit more vision to make sure that they're not... And if they could just get it so that they could actually do something about that Scion so that the split push potential is gone. But again, it really looks like that they're going to have to take down that Scion, and that's just going to be a time waster. I think they're in a really bad spot.
I mean, especially when the Scion is traveling with the other tanky characters as well. It's just really hard to get through that big mound of defense. And Braum a little out of position here, but is managing to teleport back back in. So we'll see how that goes. Really well done ult there by the Ornn. Managed to delete the Warwick. Lucian is here though, and with his Guardian Angel, he is back into a bit of a corner though. Did blow his flash, but at this point he seems like more of a distraction than anything else. As the rest of the team is just so far along that there really isn't anything they can do about it. Only Kha'Zix and Braum left, and they probably won't be enough here, as Scion is more than willing to just tank tower shots, and this is probably going to be the end of game 1 in favor of Triple Strike.
For sure. GG. Man.
Yeah.
GG indeed.
So it did kind of work out the way we were discussing earlier about how the Lucian just managed to go off and stay going off. The ADC really locking down this game, and even more than that, just being able to have a lot of help from the rest of his team as well.
I mean, even a comment from chat, he was able to so much peel and assist for this. Shout out to Kane Soda for that. I mean, that's exactly what you said. Able to just peel off and go back in. Very well done.
All right, we're going to do a really quick break just to break up the games, and then we will be jumping right into Game 2. So please stay tuned for just a few seconds, and remember to refresh if you need to.